Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Eagles franchise. Today we're gonna finish off the season and we have a couple matchups in store. One of them is gonna be for the number 1 seed of the NFC, and that's gonna be the Packers. That's the second game today. But first up, we have some upgrading to do from weekly training, a backup running back, getting some juke and spin moves, some change of direction. I like it. Getting better. And yeah, this guy's more like a power back, but he has some serious speed too. So really like his upside. And then Jonathan Rivera plus 3 power moves. Love that. That's awesome. He needs to get better at that anyway, and because right now he's kind of a one-dimensional pass rusher, but he is developing nicely too. And then we have a cold opponent, the Minnesota Vikings, who are just 3-11. That's not great, but we're gonna try to beat them, and I think that should not be a problem at all. We are at hang on, I think it's 12-2, I think, right now. And so we need to, 12-2. We need to win this one and secure this division and then the conference. We are 3 games ahead of the Cowboys and the Giants, and I'm not sure if we own tiebreakers, but if we win just one game, that's enough. And then James McElroy is going to be the quarterback for the Vikings. He looks really not all that great. Dalvin Cook, the running back, I am much more afraid of him with great speed and great change of direction abilities. And then Demarius Hart, whom they drafted a couple years ago. He really looks like a good running back. He would be a 79 overall, but morale really making him take a hit there on the overall scale. And then Justin Jefferson, of course, great route runner, catches everything. Yeah, he is one of the best receivers in the league, but behind him it's really thin. So they got Devin Duvernay, so some serious speed too. He's a good slot receiver. He's not going to be great down the field. And then they drafted Connor Rooks with also great speed. Solid route runner, but better hands, I guess. And he is, just the number 3 guy there. And then the offensive line really is nothing special. So there is an opening we should attack. And then for the defense, they got Danielle Hunter, still a great edge rusher. They drafted L. Levy. 96 strength, 88 block shedding. This guy's gonna wreck rushing attacks all over the place. And he also has some pass rushing upside. And then DeMar Tompkins, a linebacker whom they drafted. He's really just a run stopper and nothing more. Has some blitzing upside, so he's not an awful pass rusher. And then for corners, they have Dante Burnett, who has not developed all that much. He was one of the guys I was considering, and then I went with Chris Madden, and it was absolutely the right decision. And another guy they have is Ugo Amadi. That's their top 2 corners. This corner room looks awful, so you need to attack this secondary. There's a clear-cut path here with Al Levy in the middle of that defense. I'm kind of afraid to run, so I think you need to go pass heavy into this game and attack that weak secondary. Their safety duo is also nothing special, so that should be the plan for the offense. And then for the defense, like I said, you need to attack the offensive line. There is going to be some openings there. They do not have a great pass pro. And then you just need the linebackers to stop Dalvin Cook before he can do any serious damage. But again, this team is 3-11, so this should be an easy win for the Eagles, right? 1st and 10 from the 34. Christian Landry, 4-man pressure, gets it away. It's cut, and that's Devontae Smith with a 18-yard reception. So that's a first down, and now they're into Vikings territory. 4-man pressure again, and Landry's going down. It's Danielle Hunter. And Landry just rolled right into him, and that ends the drive with a punt. So this is McElroy coming into the game. Yeah, those numbers don't look great. 17 interceptions and just 18 touchdowns, not even 3,000 yards. That looks pretty awful. So there's a chance also to maybe get an interception or two and end this game before it starts. And this is Deacon Chancellor, just as I was talking about it. Deacon Chancellor takes it away, and wow, that was quick. In absolutely no time, they take the football away, and Chancellor sadly couldn't return it, but they are gonna start in the red zone, and you have to convert this into 7. Landry comes onto the field again after being sacked. So yeah, the Packers are the one team that still can knock us off that top spot. But we're gonna have a game against them in the next week. So the second game of this episode, as Joe Mixon just walks in untouched into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles. And they're going to lead 7-0 by the time James McElroy has his second snap of the game. And Dalvin Cook runs it up the left side, and there is an injury on the play. Clay Riley has to come out of the game, and he's just sitting at the sideline, thankfully. So he's probably going to come back, but never want to see that. And then McElroy, wide open, it's the tight end, Irv Smith, out of bounds at the 17, and that is a huge conversion. That is about like 36 yards, and they're into the red zone just like that. One run by Dalvin Cook and one big completion to Smith. Now Cook to the left side and nowhere to go. Deacon Chancellor and defensive end Jonathan Rivera combine on the stop there, and that's gonna be a 4th down, and they get the field goal, so it's a 7-3 game. And now Justin Douglas wide open, 19 yards, 1st down, and they get into Vikings territory already again. 1st and 10, they show double A gap look, and then they're just gonna run it up the right side away from the double A gap. Look, so that's Matt Upshaw with a huge run. 3rd and 10, Landry gets it away, almost intercepted. That was a horrible call. What are you doing? 4th down, and they just take the field goal. 10-3 now for the Eagles. And this is James McElroy, and he's getting sacked here. It's James Smith, and he's into the backfield with another sack. Looking solid. 2nd and 16. And this is Dalvin Cook. You need to get the stop here. And nowhere to go for Cook. But there is another injury on the play. Clay Riley already left. Now another defensive tackle, Bobby Armstead, is walking into the locker room. So that does not look good. 3rd and 11. McElroy sacked again. And Riley, welcome back into the game. He is back in and immediately gets a sack after Bobby Armstead got escorted out of the stadium. So yeah, that's pretty beautiful, I guess. Riley with another sack, who is really heating up in this, like in his 4th season. This is a contract season for him, and he's really heating up now. Abdominal tear for Bobby Armstead. That's gonna end the regular season for him probably. And that is a 1st down and a lot more. Devontae Smith, that's a touchdown, 51 yards. And the Eagles are putting another one into the end zone, 17-3. And it kind of feels like it's already over. Like the Vikings are not showing any resistance, and Devontae Smith just ran away from the defense. That was beautiful. Perfect throw by Landry to just lead him inside, and there is an opening. Dalvin Cook down the field. Can somebody catch up to him? Chased down by Chris Madden from the opposite side of the field, and there is another injury on the play. And this time it's Mike Middleton, and he also is going to exit into the locker room. This is not looking great for the defense. 2nd and 11, James McElroy. He is having none of this. This is an interception. It's Deacon Chancellor, and he's going to return it down the sideline. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles. And the game feels like it's already over. What are you doing? James McElroy just threw it right to him again for the second time today. 2 picks for Deacon Chancellor. Well, I mean, I guess he got jumped and it was intended for Cook, but like this guy was double covered. What are you doing? So now this is, basically over already. Dislocated elbow for Mike Middleton. That does not look good. 1st and 10. Handoff. Cook to the right side. Nobody home. Can you chase him down from the other side of the field? Taylor Anderson shoves him out of bounds. But Cook crosses 100 yards on the day. We're not even halfway through the second quarter. Cook to the left side. Another huge run, and that is a first down. Anderson, last line of defense, and that's 21. 2nd and 5 now. Another handoff to Cook to the left side. Outside zone is wide open once again, and that's 18 more. Anderson, once again, last line of defense. That is ridiculous. Now 3rd and goal from the 3. James McElroy. Pressure coming in. He gets it away and wide open. That is, I have no idea who that is. But it's a touchdown anyway for the Vikings. And now a 14-point game. Matt Upshot to the left side. And he has lots of running room. Jukes out 2 people at once. And that's a first down, 26 yards. And there is an injury on the play. Chris Haas has to leave the game. Thankfully, just sitting at the sideline. We cannot have injuries walking into the playoffs. 2nd and inches. Christian Landry throws it up. Touchdown, Devontae Smith. He got behind his corner. Yeah, that is just way too easy. They are going after these corners, and it is paying off big time. 31 points in 1 half. Like, just completely beating... who is that? Is that Ugo Amadi off the line? That was awful coverage. Jesus. 2nd and 3. And McElroy going down again, and it is Deacon Chancellor who is all over the field already. Couple TFLs, 2 interceptions, and now he even got a sack just running by the guard and taking down the quarterback. Deacon Chancellor is really lighting up the scoreboard right now. 1st and 10. Landry gets it away just in time. He was hit hard. But that's a first down. 19 yards to Mitch Slaughter. 2nd and 10. Christian Landry throws it up to Mitch Slaughter in the end zone. And that is a touchdown. Eagles putting even more on the board. That is 38 points at halftime. Jesus, just take it easy, man. They had still another one. That is ridiculous. And yeah, this is what a big body receiver can do for you. This was a 50-50 ball. The cornerback could have come down with that too, but Mitch Slaughter was just having none of that. Just slaughtering the defense, I guess. And that's a 28-point lead at a halftime. Yeah, this game is over, man. And it's not even like the Eagles are doing so well in the yardage department compared to the Vikings. They're just so much better at finishing drives, getting into the end zone. And we have another game to look at. The Patriots just beating down the Bills while Miles Sanders had a great day on offense. And then in the North, the Packers beat down the Lions. David Blackman, a nice stat line, 20-26, 222, 2 touchdowns. And then Tommy Cousins, the receiver for the Packers. We know him from the Giants, and he was picked up in free agency after the Giants cut him, and he had 2 touchdowns in that game. So nice stuff there by the Packers too. And so, yeah, they're just still on our tail. And if they win that game, they still got a shot at winning this NFC battle for the 1 seed. As Connor Rooks has a nice completion, 10 yards. 3rd and 10 now for McElroy, and he just about threw it away, and he could have ran for it, I guess. But yeah, he should have ran for it. That should have been a first down easily. Play action for Christian Landry, and just right in between this corner and the safety, that's a first down. Beautifully done by Mitch Slaughter. Hauled it in before two defenders came crashing down on him, and that's a first down. 3rd and 10. Landry has a 50-50 ball down the field, and this is also hauled in by the Eagles. Devontae Smith, touchdown number 3. Another big one. Wow, they're just gonna light up the Vikings here in this game. Can you put the 50 on them? 50-50 ball down the field on the other side, and all over it is Demonte Burgess, but he can't stop Connor Rooks from having this completion. And the Vikings finally have something going for them. Handoff. Cook, nowhere to go. You guessed right. It is Deacon Chancellor. Yeah, he is the captain of this defense right now. He is just lighting up everybody that comes in his direction. McElroy throws across the middle, and this is caught at the goal line, down at the 1. Anderson saves the touchdown. Jalen Gilmore in there as well. 4th and goal. What are you going to do? They're just going to take the field goal. Wow. Anderson, 4 touchdown saving tackles in this game already. And now Christian Landry turning up the field to the outside as nobody was open. And he gets nice yardage there. That's, I think, 19 yards. 2nd and 7 now. They have a fullback in the game. Landry gets it away. And this is Nolan Graham. And he shows the speed. Gets down to the 10-yard line. That's a 29-yard connection. And Landry is closing in on 300 passing yards on the day, and he already has 4 touchdowns. 3rd and goal. Handoff. Joe Mixon to the outside. Breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown Mixon. And the Eagles have another one. That was beautiful from Joe Mixon. So 2 guys are just going to run after him. They were not blocked. He shoves away one of them, and the other one over pursued. And then, yeah, turns up the field, runs it in. Great play by Mixon. 50 burger on the board now. And now we have another wide open man for James McElroy. And that's a first down to the Vikings. 3rd and 7 now for McElroy. 3rd and 7. You need to throw it, but instead he's going to get sacked, and that is a fumble. Rivera returning it for a touchdown. Beautifully done for Jonathan Rivera there. Just running it in, but what a nice strip sack to get from the other side. 1st and 10 for McElroy. That's 3 turnovers on the day already. And now, wide open first down here to, I think, Devin Duvernay. And McElroy to the outside, overthrowing his guy. And that's a 3 and out. Not a 3 and out, but a punt back to the Eagles. They do not get any points out of that. And Matt Upshaw has a nice run up the field, getting some yardage in. And yeah, we are already in the 4th quarter now. Time is running because the Eagles are running it a lot now. And Landry got hit during the throwing motion, so that one falls incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down, and they're just going to punt it back. But it's still 59-13. McElroy, throw it away, dude! And he's still on his feet. You need to throw it, man! And he goes down finally. And that is Jonathan Rivera and Clay Riley in the backfield. So that's going to be a 60 burger now. Landry, 3rd and 8. Can you get this one? Yes, he can. Graham. And there is an injury on the play, and you do not want to see this. It's Cameron Robinson, the left guard. Best defensive lineman on this line, just from a pass protection standpoint. And yeah, he has an ankle bruise, so he's going to be back at some point, but not this game, and that's okay too, as Joe Mixon isn't going anywhere. And dislocated shoulder. Oh, that's actually, who was that before? An ankle bruise for somebody else. Dislocated shoulder for Cameron Robinson. Does not sound good. And there's going to be a 4th down as Landry got hit again. So that's going to be a punt back to the Vikings. We're inside the 2-minute warning now, but it doesn't matter. And there's another sack and another turnover. And James Smith gets to return it and have a touchdown himself. And now this is just becoming ridiculous. 68 points. What are you doing, Minnesota? 2nd and 10. McElroy sacked again. Bradley Middlebrooks into the backfield, having his first sack of the day. I always love it when Matt Middlebrooks comes into the game. He's always producing. He's having so like little opportunities, but every time he gets in, he gets at least one sack or one pressure at least, or a TFL that ends the drive or something. But yeah, that was a dominant showing. Landry didn't even have like 60% completion percentage, but there were so many 50-50 balls down the field in this game for Landry. Yeah, it just was worth it every dime. And so Dalvin Cook 188, but it doesn't matter at all. Matt Upshaw 98, 6.5 average. Joe Mixon has 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Awesome day rushing, even though I kind of weren't on Al Levy, but Devontae Smith was just lighting it up. 125 and 3 touchdowns. Slaughter had 103 and a touchdown, so that's 4 combined. Connor Rooks had a great day. Nolan Graham had some awesome completions today. And then down the board, that's not all that interesting, I guess. Deacon Chancellor, 15 tackles, 3 TFLs, and he also got into the backfield at that too. 2.5 sacks for Clay Riley. 1.5 for Jonathan Rivera. 1 for Bradley Middlebrooks. 1 for James Smith. And 1 for Deacon Chancellor. So everybody got in on the action. And Chancellor just having a ridiculous stat line because the best is yet to come here. Half a sack for Delvin McKell also. But let's go to the interesting part. 2 picks for Deacon Chancellor, along with a sack, 3 TFLs, 15 tackles. This guy was ridiculous today. And then Clay Riley and Jonathan Rivera both forced a fumble. And sadly, Rivera got injured at the end of the game there. And he might miss some time. Mitch Slaughter getting an upgrade. Getting him up to 88 overall, 3 spec catch, plus 1 route running, plus 3 stiff arm. Nice upgrade. Maybe I'll use that stiff arm a little bit because God knows he needs it. He is not a run after catch threat at all, but his ratings are getting up there, like 98 catch and traffic and stuff. And then Justin Douglas gets an upgrade. We're gonna go into deep threat here, and he gets plus 2 deep and plus 2 medium route running, and I love that because he really needed that. He is not a great separator, and yeah, now at least his ratings are all in the 80s with that boost. So usually it would be like 80, 79, and 78 for him. And then Dalvin McKell plus 1 speed and plus 1 strength and plus 2 power moves. That is a ridiculous upgrade. I gotta tell you that right now. And yeah, for now he has been a one-dimensional pass rusher, so trying to change that. James Smith also getting an upgrade, and plus 1 strength and plus 2 block shedding as well. Not just power moves, also block shedding, which he also needs because he's not a good run stopper. But his pass rushing is getting up there, man. And the strength boost, wow. Bradley Middlebrooks, always having fun when he's getting onto the field. He is just awesome. And he's also a one-dimensional player right now. And then we have Nolan Graham, who had an awesome game here. And yeah, that's just an okay upgrade, I guess. I think for tight ends, you would usually have more ratings upgrade. But he has 64 run blocking already, so that's pretty good. He just needs to get his route runnings up a little bit more. And then we have a scenario, or like the result of that cold opponent scenario, and the result is going to be everybody gets 1,000 XP, which is so much for an entire team. And with that, we're gonna upgrade a few players. Travis Maynard up first. He gets some pass and run block finesse. So yeah, he apparently can't get his pass block rating up or his run block rating up. They're gonna just stay down there at a 73 and a 74, I guess. And then Clay Riley also gets an upgrade. We're gonna go into run stopper because that is what he is to me. And his block shedding gets a boost, his play rec, tackling, like that a lot. So there's a nice boost, and he is getting up there. And then we have the backup quarterback, Howie Flanagan, who, yeah, is, if all goes according to plan in the next game, is gonna start the last one. And he gets yeah, solid upgrade, I guess, just nothing special. And apart from that, Deacon Chancellor, he's getting a field general upgrade, +2 zone, +1 tackle, +1 pursuit. So getting even better, and the coverage needs to go up anyway. So that was really useful too. But yeah, he's showing he wants to be a top 10 linebacker in this league, and that's what we're gonna try to do, as we have 2 new injuries on the game, and that does not look great. So we already had a few injuries before, but Mike Middleton is now gonna miss the rest of the season. Alonzo McFadden was out before that. Washington and Rhodes are at least coming back, so we're gonna be fine at linebacker, like at least numbers wise. And Bobby Armstead, that's 4 weeks. That's also the rest of the regular season. And look at that. I mean, no surprise, right? I mean, a little bit of surprise. Landry, that's just, yeah, that's a great stat line, but I didn't think it would be that great. And then Deacon Chancellor obviously needed to get player of the week with this production. Just the 2 interceptions alone would have been enough. And then we're gonna sign Keith Farrell to a backup deal. I like where his ratings are at for a backup, and he's only 24 years old, so he can get better still. And he is happy to sign and continue to play for this great organization. So he's gonna be in there for at least 1 more year. And then we have Landon Dickerson getting an upgrade. He is a backup center and backup right guard. I also like where his ratings are at some places, but his pass block rating is pretty horrible. And then Christian Garrett getting an upgrade too. He has lots of ratings upgraded, so a little bit of route running, a little bit of catching, spec catch, jumping, +2. That is kind of ridiculous. So Garrett showing that he might be a good, like a big slot kind of guy. And then we have Jalen Gilmore, our slot corner, who I really like. And he gets +3 awareness, +1 press, +1 zone. So a little bit of everything. And he's playing really well in the absence of Avonte Maddox, who is out with an injury. Really like that. And then we have DeAndre Lucas, and he is getting +2 pass block. This is what I would love to see, or would love to get for Travis Maynard, but it's just not happening apparently. And so Lucas gets a little bit better. And let's move on to Chris Haas, the right guard. He also gets an upgrade. I think this is, by the way, from training now and not from the +1000 XP anymore. And so Haas gets a nice upgrade, who, yeah, he's already the top 12 guard in this league. And I think in no time he's going to be a top 5 guard. We have a couple players coming back. I already talked about it. Coca Washington is coming back, and Lionel Rhodes is coming back. So we at least get 2 linebackers back, while Mike Middleton is, is not healthy this time around. But yeah, we have 4 linebackers at least. David Blackman is the quarterback for the Packers, and he has really good intermediate accuracy, but his short and deep accuracy is not that great. Chris Carson, they signed him. Still does not have great speed, but he's a good power back. 88 break tackle, 92 stiff arm, 87 trucking. And then they signed Darius Slayton, who looks to be their #1 receiver. And he has really good speed, some good deep route running, great catching ratings, especially the spec catch rating looks really good. And then they drafted Max Woodard a couple years ago, and I really liked him back then. He's a great route runner. He has solid speed, he has good hands, and with a couple of more years worth of development, he's going to be fine. And then they also signed Ron Hawthorne, who was drafted originally by the Chiefs, but got released. And yeah, he's just a pure deep threat at this point. Might have some run after the catch threat ability for, with his speed. And then they got Matthew Sampson, who is an awesome tight end, a lot better than anybody I have ever considered drafting. And I actually looked at Matthew Sampson, but he just was I think he was a first round pick, so never mind. And then they signed Penei Sewell at left tackle. They got Elkton Jenkins at left guard, so really solid. With their pass blocking, they're going to be more than fine, but he's also a good run blocker. The rest of the offensive line looks pretty okay, so this is going to be a tougher game on the lines. And then Rashawn Gary developed into the #1 edge rusher in this entire league. They also got Kenny Clark, who is a top 5 defensive tackle, 98 strength, 94 block shedding, but also 83 power moves. He can rush the quarterback. And then they drafted Casey Lowry with great strength. They have, he's more of the pass rusher with 83 rating there, but he also can stop the run. And then they drafted Joel Johnson, who has good athleticism, some solid tackling abilities, but his coverage is lacking. And then they drafted Alex Patton, who is a young edge rusher, kind of a one-trick pony right now, but I think his block shedding can at least get up there and make him a solid run defender too. And then in the secondary, they got Jair Alexander, 99 zone, 97 press, 98 man, and great speed. And then in the back end, they got Darnell Savage as the single high safety, prototype 94 speed with 85 zone, good tackling abilities, looks solid. And then they drafted Tracy Fisher, who does not have the exciting athleticism, but he has some serious tackling ability and 86 hit power. So there's something there for him too. Let's get into this game, as the Packers are going to try and knock us off. But if we win, we're done. If we lose, we still can win the NFC, but we have to win the last game, and we can't just play a bunch of backups. And so the Eagles are going to start on, I think they started on offense, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the offense, they need to just win in the trenches. They have a good secondary, and on the contrary, the Packers started on offense. I'm sorry for misremembering, I guess. David Blackman, he's having a solid season, but nothing special. Nothing that is as special as Christian Landry is. Blackman, standing tall in the pocket, gets it away, and this should have been an interception for Chris Madden. He was just a 1/10 of a second too late, and Max Woodard turns upfield and gets himself a nice 37-yard connection. And yeah, great run after the catch there. 1st and 10, Blackman standing tall in the pocket, now getting sacked, and this is Jonathan Rivera. Thankfully, not having a bad injury, just was a little bit banged up at the end of the last game. But we're still healthy with our edge rushers. 3rd and 4 after the punt, and the Eagles do convert. Devontae Smith with a nice catch. And that was actually not a punt, I'm sorry. Obviously, they took a field goal. They were already at the 20-yard line with Max Woodard there, and then the sack came. And so, yeah, 3-0 ball game, and Smith has another completion and another first down. 2nd and 13 now. Landry gets it away. This is Nolan Graham breaking one tackle, and that is about 17 yards. and a first down for Nolan Graham. 3rd and 3 for Christian Landry, and he gets it away. This is Matt Upshaw up the left sideline, and that's 13 yards, and another first down into the red zone. And now they're at the goal line from the 2. Landry, can you punch this in? Matt Upshaw, touchdown Eagles. And they are taking the lead. Matt Upshaw with a rushing touchdown. He has not had too many of those because the goal line back usually was just Joe Mixon. He just has, he's just bigger. And there's a sack fumble, and that is returned by Rivera. And that is a second straight week with a scoop and score touchdown for Jonathan Rivera. And the Eagles have another score as Clay Riley just split the double team. Ridiculous. And then he sacked David Blackman. Rivera just right there. Would have probably sacked the quarterback if Clay Riley wouldn't have been there, wasn't there at first. And so, 14-3, but a nice completion. I already talked about Tommy Cousins a little bit earlier. He is the top receiver for this Green Bay team. Not the top receiver, but I think the fastest receiver. And Deacon Chancellor, man, why did you not pick that off? That is a punt back to the Eagles. Landry has a deep drop back, gets it away. Doug Washington, first down, 16 yards. And they are moving the chains here with basically every first down. And now a handoff. No, it's a play action shot for Landry. And he just takes off and gets what he can. And that is about 13 yards. But there is an injury on the play. Nolan Graham is going to sit at the sideline. So he's not going to walk into the locker room. And this is actually caught. What is happening, man? This looked like a surefire pick, and then somehow Devontae Smith came out of nowhere and just snagged it away. 2nd and 3 motion for Mitch Slaughter. Landry gets it away. Touchdown Smith. 4 touchdowns in 2 weeks. He is lighting up the scoreboard, and the Eagles already have a 21-3 lead. And we're just started with the second quarter. Blackman is going down again, and this is a linebacker blitz. Coco Washington, in the absence of Mike Middleton, filling in there as a coverage linebacker, but effective as a blitzer, I guess. And Max Woodard, 2nd and 18, he converts. That's 20 yards to the UNC product. 1st and 10. Blackman standing tall in the pocket, has lots of time, gets it away, floats one for Darius Slayton, and that is a first down. They're going to move the chains into Eagles territory. 3rd and 8. Blackman, can you get this first down? Should have been picked off again. And it was not. You got to jump this one. But it still is 4th down. Demonte Burgess, at least with the stop there. It's going to be a field goal, and this one is good. 57 yards, but the wind was at the back, so a little bit more carry than usual. Now, the Eagles have a 15-point lead left, and this is Nolan Graham down the sideline, 10-5, jumping into the end zone. Or I guess diving into the end zone is Nolan Graham, the tight end, and look at this throw from the slot. Nolan Graham has a corner route. And I think it's a safety. Is it the safety who has no chance? And Graham just racing away and then diving in when the safety comes from the other side. That was Darnell Savage. 1st and 10. And this is Blackman sacked again. And you guessed right. It is Deacon Chancellor again. Always around the football, I guess. 3rd and 13 after that awesome linebacker blitz, and Blackman loads up, throws a 50-50 ball down the field for Max Woodard, and it is broken up by Chris Madden. Great play. 4th down and 5. Christian Landry, can you get it away? Yeah, he can, but this is this was not successful. They turn it over on downs, and the Packers are getting on the field again. 22-point game still. And Blackman throws it to the flats. And there is Max Woodard. He gets a first down, 6 yards. But that is going to be 4th down. And now do you go for it? No, they don't. They punt it away. And the Eagles are back on offense. And wide open is Mitch Slaughter running away from the secondary. Shoved out of bounds. Last line of defense. I think it was Tracy Fisher. And that's a first down for Slaughter. And now we're inside a minute left in this half. 5-man pressure. Gets it away. Caught by Doug Washington. And Landry was absolutely drilled afterwards. 2nd and 10. Landry gets it away, and that's a first down. Doug Washington again, 15 yards. As Landry is over 200 passing already. And we're not even done with the first half. As Joe Mixon runs it, yeah, that's nowhere to go. And so that ends in a field goal and another 3 points for the Eagles. So they are now leading 31-6. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're going to move on to some other games. And the Cowboys are playing the Patriots, and they are probably not going to win this. As Miles Sanders has a touchdown. Mac Jones has 3 of them. Yeah, no chance for the Cowboys at this stage. And in the North, or I guess in the East as well, the Bills are leading at home against the Steelers. So that's a fun game. And Washington at home, absolutely getting smacked down by Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler. And DeAndre Rowland, who just has 1 catch, but it's a touchdown, I guess. 3rd and 1, and that's a completion. That is Mitch Slaughter. First down, and they're already close to midfield again. Double A-gap look, and they're going to run it. Matt Upshaw getting a block by Doug Washington. Juking out one guy, trying to race to the finish line, and that is a huge play. 39 yards. And the blocks were set up perfectly there. And then he just juked out one guy. And then, yeah, there was only one guy left at the end. 3rd and 5. Christian Landry, after Devontae Smith, by the way, exits to the locker room. And this is what we could have needed there. A little bit more route running at the goal line. Ball falls incomplete. It's going to be a field goal again for the Eagles. And that is... What is that? He just made 2 people miss. 1st and 10. David Blackman sacked again. It is Dalvin McCall. That was too easy, man. But that right side of the line is a lot worse than the left side for the Packers. 3rd and 8 after the punt back to the Eagles. And Landry incomplete. So another punt. And this is kind of a punt festival here in the 3rd quarter. And Blackman is going not down this time. He gets to throw it away, but it was 3rd down, so it's not going to help him anything at all. Could have just gotten sacked or just ran for it, I guess. I don't know. First down for Justin Douglas here. That's 11 yards, and they're combining here. Now inside field goal range. Joe Mixon to the outside, turns up the field, racing toward the goal line. Touchdown Eagles. It's a 32-yard score. Beautifully executed on the outside zone give here for Joe Mixon. And then he just makes the linebacker miss and turns upfield. And I don't think he would have gotten into the end zone if there was a little bit more room, because Darnell Savage was the number 1 man to follow him, and he has a little bit more speed. And Sampson now is injured on a play that resulted in 4th down. So, yeah, he's going to leave the game into the locker room. They just lost. Yeah, I think Sampson is their number 1 target. Or like the best target they have. Maybe not the most targeted target, but the best one. 1st and 10. Blackman going down again. There's another sack, and it's Clay Riley in the backfield. And another injury. Now it is Penei Sewell, and he is probably not going to come back considering he is exiting into the locker room. So this is a 56-yard field goal try after they gave the ball back, so the Eagles have another score, but they couldn't move the football too far, so it was a long field goal. And this is Josh Irons. So I completely missed on him. I did not know he was going to be such a great tight end in that most recent draft class. But apparently Josh Irons had different plans, and he looks pretty solid. Although he is an injury risk. He has really bad injury rating. And now Max Woodard exits the game. So this game is very expensive for both teams. I really hope that both teams are going to get away with all these injuries, or not get away with all of them, but like I hope it's just smaller injuries and they're going to be back for the playoff run, because if somebody just left this game and is not going to come back for the entire season, that would not be fun at all. As this is a catch made at the goal line and a first down for the Packers. A foot fracture for Deacon Chancellor, who got injured a couple plays ago. Man, this does not look great, and now you're lacking your top two linebackers. So Coco Washington, Lionel Rhodes, and Tyler Stokes. All three of them. They're going to have to step up as Clay Riley forces another sack. And Blackman back from the 10 is sacked again. And this is Coco Washington. Another linebacker blitz, and he rushes through. Yeah, this game is done. I really hope the injuries are not too bad coming out of this game. But the Eagles managed to keep the Packers completely out of the end zone. So hopefully it was worth it. Both quarterbacks had kind of trouble combining with the receivers. But again, for Landry, there were more than just a few deep shots. They just didn't all connect. Actually, I don't think any of them connected really all that much. So yeah, that's why the completion percentage is down. But Matt Upshaw, awesome game. Joe Mixon, also awesome game. They combined for almost 200 rushing yards, and like if you take Landry into the equation, it's like 220. So awesome stuff. Nolan Graham with a nice day on offense, 90 yards and a touchdown. Mitch Slaughter had a few catches. Max Woodard was kind of dangerous. Doug Washington, 54 yards. And Smith with 44 and a score, but he also left the game, and he shows to be he's shown here to be injured. Clay Riley had 3 sacks. He really is heating up in the end of the season. Coco Washington got in on a couple occasions. Dalvin McCall had a sack. Casey Lowry had a sack. Jonathan Rivera got into the backfield, and Deacon Chancellor as well. So there was lots of pressure for this Eagles defense. Interceptions, there were none, but there was a forced fumble, and it was Clay Riley. One new injury, and it is Deacon Chancellor. 4 games, or I mean, okay, after I simulate 3 games. So the next one, which is the season finale, the wildcard weekend, and the divisional matchup. So he's at the earliest going to be back for the championship game, if we make it there. As Clay Riley with 3 sacks, and one of them being a strip sack, gets player of the week. So that's some nice XP there. And yeah, we're going to try to sign now Landon Dickerson. He has shown to be a reliable backup, and I'm okay spending a little money there. Right now we can afford it, but next year it would be Christian Landry's contract, and then yeah, we would be offering probably $50 million per year, because that's what it takes today. But we're never gonna get there, because this season is the last one, and yeah, Easton Young gets an upgrade, getting better. Already a top 5 center in the league, looking really good. Alonzo McFadden, he's injured, gonna be out one more game, but that's okay now, because we just won the NFC with that victory over the Packers, who had absolutely no chance of beating us. Alonzo McFadden is going to be back for the playoffs, and that's that's all that counts. Tyman Dyson. That's kind of weak. That's really not a great upgrade. but shows to be a good backup running back in case Joe Mixon ever goes down. And then Alex Soto, +2 block shedding, +1 acceleration, +1 awareness, and I didn't see the other two. That's a lot of ratings going up, and yeah, he is developing nicely too, but the problem is he's already 26, so he's not going to get a whole lot better. And that's why I'm still pounding the table here for Nakoko Washington. But for him too, he is really awesome. He looks to be a really good replacement for Mike Middleton, who is going to be out now for a couple of more weeks. Lionel Rhodes gets an upgrade. That is +1 block shedding, +2 play rec. That is kind of weak. But yeah, we need to get him more on blitzes because he has 73 power moves. He can beat some guys. Chris Madden getting an upgrade. +1 press, +3 zone, and +1 injury, which is so rare that you ever get injury, and he just got +1 injury. I love it. And now he is, at 84, +4 boost is then 88. And we're gonna look at the Washington football team next up. This is gonna be our last game. They still have Drew Grooms, 96 throw power, 91 medium accuracy. Antonio Gibson, great speed, great agility to make men miss, not great power running, like breaking tackles, more like evading them. And then Michael Thomas, they signed him, and he's just not a great athlete. He never was, but now his other ratings are coming down too. He's regressing a lot. Curtis Samuel, still a good slot receiver, good deep threat as well. He also is a really good running back. They also have De'Ami Brown, who has developed into a really solid receiver in this league. Catching everything, great deep threat. Not so much in the short area of the field. And then they drafted J.J. Downs, who is, very injury prone, which is why I didn't even look at him. Because he had a storyline. Like, his injury rating is really bad. Just like Christian Drew's is. Both of them. Drew, though, is a real vertical threat. Not a great run blocker. Not a great blocker at all. For the defense, I completely forgot. The offensive line of the Washington football team, nothing special. Below average. Not horrible, but below average. They got Lyle Phelps, Chase Young. They got Jonathan Allen. They got Daron Payne. They got Montez Sweat. They drafted Riley Gilmore. He's in his second year, and he has 85 power moves. And he is a backup to Chase Young. Jesus. Jonathan Allen, one of the best defensive tackles in the entire league. But he's 30 now, so he's getting up there in age. Probably losing in no time. Daron Payne, 28 years old, 90 block shedding, 79 power moves. This guy can defend the run and the pass. And they took away somebody that I wanted to draft. Taj Thomas, a prototypical nose tackle, 94 strength, 79 block shedding. He was a target of mine, but they just got to him quicker. And then Montez Sweat with his unbelievable athleticism, 93 finesse moves. And he also can stop the run. Not sure about that either. Jamin Davis, great athlete, 81 zone coverage. Not a great run stopper though. And then rookie linebacker Malachi Steele. Awesome athlete, horrible in coverage, and I guess decent against the run. The cornerback room is nothing special, and the safeties, well, they are not either. But Cameron Curl is the best one of them. Yeah, he's just okay. He's fine. Washington. You can beat them. You should beat them. This is not a great team. They have a strong defensive line, so I think the thing has to be, okay, get the football out quickly, especially since Howie Flanagan is going to be leading the Eagles into this game. He's going to be the guy here, as Landry's gonna get to sit out for a week and then another one after that because we have the 1 seed now. And Flanagan, up until now, just had a couple of drives at the end of games that were done already, and don't know anything about him. But this is his first start of his NFL career, as he hands it off to, that is Pearman, and he gets a first down. That's 11 yards to the backup running back. So no Mixon, no Upshaw, no Smith, no Slaughter, just backups. And Flanagan gets this one on target. And this is Dakota Howell with a first down connection. Now they have a play action shot for Flanagan. He gets it away and wide open. It is Justin Douglas. Touchdown Eagles. And Grooms is going to enter the game. He's at 24 touchdowns and 12 picks. Not great, but at least he has 4,000 yards. Let's see how he does against this defense. And by the way, the Eagles missed the extra point. And wide open! This one is gone! Touchdown, Michael Thomas. It's 73 yards for Washington. Thomas takes it all the way. 3rd and 12. Flanagan gets it away. Justin Douglas, first down, 15 yards. Flanagan moving the chains here. 1st and 10. Flanagan for Jamie Boston. Gets it away, breaks a tackle. And that is a huge conversion. 19 yards to the backup receiver, Jamie Boston. Nice one. 3rd and 3 now coming up at the edge of field goal range. Can't take a sack here. Gets it away. Almost intercepted. But this drive is over here. 4th and 3, and then the high ankle sprain for Landon Dickerson. So yeah, that's not great. 4th down. Field goal is up, and it is no good. Off the crossbar, I think. No, actually, that is not off the crossbar. That is off the upright. So they take over, move quickly into Eagles territory, and get sacked. James Smith is in the backfield, and he gets a sack. That is going to be a 3rd and 7 coming up here for Grooms, and he gets it away in double coverage, and somehow De'Ami Brown holds on and hauls it in. Wow, what a catch. 2nd and 10. Drew Grooms, 4-man, 5-man pressure with a linebacker blitz in there. And this one is caught by Christian Drew. The tight end is beating out, yeah, that was a mismatch. Beating out the rookie corner, DeMonte Burgess here. 3rd and 4. And this one was horrible. Timon Dyson was open. 1st and 10 for Grooms. And Grooms just takes it himself and gets the first down. That's about 13, 14 yards. And an injury on the play, right tackle Sam Cosmi. He is going to get off the field, but sit at the sideline at least. And now handoff complete, and this is taken out of bounds. And there is another injury. It's Dalvin McCall. And Washington move the chains. They are up by 8, and they move close to the field goal range now. 2nd and 1, empty backfield for Grooms. Gets it away, and that was, what was that? J.C. Horn right there with the coverage. Everything else was covered up too. And McCall is going to be out. Dislocated shoulder. He's going to be done for the game. Hopefully not more. Gibson up the middle. Touchdown Washington. 16 yards into the end zone. And wow. Washington coming in here with an agenda. 21-6 now. Fullback into the game for the Eagles. Flanagan gets it away, and that is a catch made on 3rd and 8. It's just going to be like 5 yards and a 4th down and a punt back. 2nd and 8. Handoff. Gibson up the gut. 1st down, 12 yards. Moving the chains. Grooms has a 4-man pressure. Stands tall. Gets sacked. And that's a fumble. But the Washington football team falls on it. And look at this again. Middlebrooks against the left tackle, and he just flat out beat them and takes down the quarterback, forces a fumble in the process, and somehow that's Sam Cosmi who fell on it. 3rd and 10, motion. Flanagan gets it away, and that's completion at the sideline. It's Doug Washington. They are going to move the chains. We're inside the 2-minute warning, by the way, and that was a beautiful dime. Over Washington's head, gets the feet down here. Nice toe drag, and out of bounds to stop the clock. Flanagan to the right side. It is Thaddeus Moss, and he's got the 1st down, 13 yards. 1st and 10, handoff. Damian Pearman to the outside. He gets a block by Justin Douglas and falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. Pearman having a nice game here. That's a nice run to the outside there. 1st and 10. Grooms, can you extend this lead? The clock is at 000, and this is broken up by Burgess, intended for Dyami Brown. And we are at halftime. Eagles down by a score. 8-point game at halftime. It has been close, but Washington is just dominating through the air. Let's look at another game around the league. It's the New York Giants at home losing to the Raiders. Both teams still in the playoff hunt. Kyle Steinbach having a nice game here. And then down south in Florida, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down by 8, just like us, against the Bills. And Bills are still in the playoff hunt. They want to they want to move on to the playoffs. Antonio Gibson up the middle, getting a 1st down. That's, I think, 12 yards or something. 2nd and 10, Groom standing tall. Now outside the pocket, and that's a fumble. And this is Bradley Middlebrooks, and he recovers his own forced fumble. Wow, this guy is unbelievable. Absolutely unreal. Bradley Middlebrooks just jumping over the left tackle and then taking down the quarterback, forcing a fumble in the process, gets up, recovers the football, and is tackled by Sam Cosmi in the end. If he had returned that for a scoop and score, that would have been probably the perfect defensive play. As Doug Washington has the 1st down. That's like 17 yards for him. And he's the only starter, by the way, that is not an offensive lineman. 1st and 10. Pearman to the left side. Outside zone. Fighting ahead. And that's 13 yards. He is making a nice impression here. 2nd and 12. Flanagan has time. Gets it away. And this is Timon Dyson. Breaks a tackle. Getting close to the marker. And they mark him 1st down. 3rd and 8. Flanagan. Can you put this into the end zone? Touchdown, Jamie Boston. And the Eagles have yet another one. And they have a chance now to tie up this game at 21. And they do not. They just take the extra point. And look who it is again. It's Bradley Middlebrooks. And that is 3 sacks on the day. He's got a hat trick. Look at this one, man. No chance for Grooms to get away or to get the football away here. 3rd and 10. Grooms. 4-man pressure. Gets it away. Wide open. And incomplete. Dyami Brown with a drop. They punt it back. to Pearman here. And this is a nice run to the outside. Great outside zone play. 11 yards. Getting the first down in the process. Can he close in on 100 yards on the ground? 1st and 10. And this is play action. And Flanagan nowhere to go. It is Chase Young. First sack of the day for Washington. 3rd and 4 now, and nowhere to go for Grooms. They try to set up the screen, but it's perfectly covered up. Ball falls incomplete. Punt back to the Eagles. And Jamie Boston, first down, 23 yards. That's 23 over the middle. And there's an injury on the play. Lyle Phelps exits to the sideline. 3rd and 7. Flanagan gets it away. It's caught by Howell. First down, 10 yards. And now they're inside the green zone. 1st and goal. Flanagan hands it off to Dyson. Touchdown, Eagles. They got yet another one. So now, 5-point game. Do you now go for a 2 here? Yes, they do. Flanagan. And he is sacked in absolutely no time. And they are going to pick it up. And thankfully, the Eagles stop the return so that it's not returned for a 2-point conversion for the Washington, because then it would have been a 3-point game. And now the quarterback goes down again, and this is Clay Riley having a sack in seemingly every game now here at the end. Just as Alonzo McFadden got hurt, he finally starts to show up for the first time in his entire career. Pearman up the middle, first down, and that is 14 yards, and that crosses 100 on the day. 1st and 10, Flanagan hands it off. Pearman to the left side, gets a block, runs 10-5, touchdown, and this should end it. We are at the 2-minute warning, and Pearman hopefully just ended the game. This is a 12-point lead now for the Eagles and should secure another win. Grooms, another sack. This time it's Alex Soto. And that's going to end the game right there. Washington, just no match. The Eagles are just like too deep at every single position. There is not one position on the team where I'd say, oh my God, we definitely need more depth there. Every position has somebody that looks solid, that can step in if somebody goes down due to injury or stuff like that. And so, yeah, Grooms didn't even play half bad, but the offensive line just did not hold up. Like, there were so many sacks. Flanagan, solid day, had a few misses here and there, but that's to be expected. Damian Pearman, 149, 2 scores. Solid stuff there. Also, Timon Dyson had 10 carries and 47 yards, so that's pretty solid. Michael Thomas had the one big touchdown. Jamie Boston had a few catches. Doug Washington had a few catches. Dakota Howell had a few catches. Just passed the ball around a lot. Nobody really stood out that much, but I think the backups looked just fine. They might not be 6'2 receivers or 6'5 receivers like Justin Douglas and Mitch Slaughter, but they're getting the jobs done. Bradley Middlebrooks, 3 sacks. Clay Riley gets in there. James Smith and Alex Soto. So every starter along the line got in there and had a sack. And then for interceptions, I don't think there were any, but I know there was a forced fumble, and it was Bradley Middlebrooks. So great game for him. I really like him. Every time Bradley Middlebrooks steps onto the field, you already know, okay, something's gonna happen now. As Sean Keaton gets an upgrade, and this is a really good one, I think. There is a little bit of everything in there, and it keeps the archetype up here for Agile. But yeah, he's developing into one of the best offensive linemen in the league. He's already a top 10 tackle. And this is how the playoffs are going to look. We have 2 seed Packers, 3 seed Falcons, 4 seed Niners, 5 seed Cowboys, 6 seed Giants, 7 seed Panthers. So we're used to this. The wildcard teams are always the same 3 teams. The Giants and the Cowboys from our division, and the Panthers with their rookie quarterback Max Gordon. On the other side, the Ravens get the first round bye. 2 seed Colts, 3 seed Raiders, 4 seed Bills, 5 seed Browns, 6 seed Jaguars, 7 seed Titans. And well, next episode we're gonna simulate the wildcard round and then play the divisional round. That's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Eagles franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.